The current situation between Israel and Lebanon, mainly involving the militant group Hezbollah, is a serious and ongoing war that escalated in early 2026 as part of a wider Middle East conflict. After earlier tensions since 2023, the fighting intensified when Israel and the U.S. struck Iran, Hezbollah's main supporter, prompting Hezbollah to launch rockets and drones into Israel, and Israel to respond with massive airstrikes and a ground invasion in southern Lebanon, aiming to destroy Hezbollah and create a security zone near its border. Since then, both sides have been continuously exchanging attacks, Hezbollah firing rockets into Israel and Israel carrying out heavy bombardments across Lebanon, including Beirut, causing thousands of deaths, widespread destruction, and nearly 1 million people displaced, while also damaging infrastructure like bridges and entire villages. The situation worsened recently, with some of the deadliest strikes killing hundreds in a single day, and continued Israeli attacks despite a broader Iran-related ceasefire, which Israel says does not apply to Hezbollah. Meanwhile, Hezbollah refuses to stop fighting unless Israel withdraws, and Israel insists it will continue until Hezbollah is disarmed, creating a deadlock. At the same time, there are attempts at peace talks between Israel and Lebanon for the first time in decades, but they are fragile and complicated by Hezbollah's role, Iran's influence, and ongoing violence, making the situation highly unstable and raising fears of a prolonged or even wider regional war. Since March 2, 2026, a devastating war has been raging between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. This represents a major resumption of fighting that initially began back in late 2023. A ceasefire had technically been in place since late 2024, but tensions remained at a breaking point. According to the UN, Israel recorded over 10,000 violations during that fragile period. Meanwhile, reports suggest Hezbollah used the time to rebuild its vast weapons arsenal. The current escalation was triggered on February 28th, when regional dynamics shifted overnight. The U.S. and Israel launched a joint operation against Iran, leading to the assassination of its supreme leader. This prompted Hezbollah to launch retaliatory cross-border strikes into Israel on March 2nd. Israel responded with a massive air and ground campaign targeting infrastructure across Lebanon. The human cost has been immense, with over 1,400 people reported killed. Tragically, these numbers include at least 126 children. Over 1 million people have been displaced, nearly 22% of Lebanon's population. The most catastrophic day came on April 8th during what was called Operation Eternal Darkness. Israel struck over 100 targets across Lebanon within just 10 minutes. At least 357 people were killed in densely populated areas of Beirut. Hospitals were immediately flooded, with health officials describing the situation as catastrophic. These strikes now threaten to derail a fragile ceasefire agreement between the U.S. and Iran. Iran insists the truce included Lebanon, but the U.S. and Israel maintain it was never part of the deal. Israel's stated goal is to establish a security buffer zone up to the Litani River. They intend to completely disarm Hezbollah infrastructure in the southern region. Defense Minister Israel Katz declared that where there is infrastructure, there will be no residents. So far, Israel has rejected all calls for a direct ceasefire with Hezbollah. However, both sides have agreed to attend peace talks scheduled to take place in Washington. Lebanon insists there can be no meaningful negotiations while under active fire. Iran has condemned the bombardment as a grave violation and threatened a strong response. The UN Secretary General has unequivocally condemned the strikes and the rising toll. Despite international pressure, the situation continues to escalate with no resolution in sight. The risk of a wider regional conflict looms larger than ever before. For the millions affected, the future remains uncertain as the world watches and waits. We will continue to bring you the latest on this developing story. This is Truth Over Party.